We are back. We are live. We are the All Sports Matters podcast. Welcome back. How's everybody doing? My name is Amir Sharaz, Senor Ortiz, celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month still. Um, yeah, we're here. Welcome. It's definitely been a busy week in sports. It definitely has been. Baseball playoffs are hot and heavy. Let's not say that in Canada because they only last about 2 days, so we're not going to upset them today. But of course, I am never ever alone. I got my brothers. Chef, talk to me. Good afternoon. What's going on?
What we got cooking up in here? Let's get it, baby. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm a little out of breath because I forgot my iPad. So while the intro's running, I had to run out, run back, and I don't think I ran in like a year.
And nothing like some good cardio. You go ahead.
It just made me realize, like, I gotta either run more or just remember my iPad. I'm not really too sure.
I think it's the latter.
About that.
I'm thinking the latter, sir. I think it's the latter.
Yeah, at mid 40s, we ain't supposed to be like, hey, I'm looking forward to my next run. I think those days are over.
Right. I know mine are.
Unless we're Olympians, we got to give a little nod to Simone Biles, world record. We're going to give that to her. Bringing my other brother on board, JB. What's going on?
What it does? Who undefeated? Oh, wait, that's us. My bad. We undefeated still.
Is you?
Some people still run in their 40s. Not me. But Lil Byron James, he still be running in his 40s. He still be doing stuff.
LeBaron James.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to a lot of things. It's been literally a busy week.
What up, Betts?
What it do, Betts?
I know everybody always wants to talk about football 24/7, which we don't mind. We're not knocking that. We're not doing that. We love it. We love it. Basketball starts exhibition season here in a few days, if not already, right? This weekend. I think tomorrow is their first.
Yeah, this weekend. It actually started today. The Lakers and play. Yeah, they played in Abu Dhabi.
There we go. My baby sis is watching what's going on. To my
what
sister.
Up, baby sis? Oh, that
you mentioned LeBaron running. Obviously, she had to hop on because she's a LeBaron fan.
She heard it. You see that?
We can't knock it, even though he said it was AD's team. But, let's go with that. Is he supposed to say that? Is that a political answer?
He's supposed to say it because he knows as soon as Bronny comes into the league, he bolting for wherever Bronny at.
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna have the. Well, obviously we're gonna wait to the season playoff, right? We're gonna see how this goes. This is one of the most stacked Lakers team we've seen in a while.
It is.
While we're on this subject,
yeah,
it is.
They're deep.
They got some stackness happening.
Yeah, they deep. But the problem is they still got Mr. Glass. Long as Mr. Glass is in the building, I can always depend on them to fall apart.
Hey, like you right there in the building.
After the any heartbreak tour, they gonna fall apart.
Something wrong with you. What up, Q? Hey, and look, your sister already know what it is. He said he won't play with his son and then retire.
That's it.
I play him. I try to play with my son every day. He ain't letting me retire. I just want to throw that out there.
First of all,
different level though. Totally different level.
First of all, if you waiting on AJ to play any type of sport, you gonna be 102.
And if you ever waiting on him to retire and let you retire,
we was teaching him how to play baseball, but he thought that the bat was a boomerang. He threw it at the ball while it was coming instead of waiting. So we still got a while to go to figure that part out.
That's cold. I like where his mind is. I like where AJ processing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna throw the bat at the ball.
Literally get into it though.
He did.
You know what you need to do. You do know what you need to do to get him into it. Paint a dinosaur on the ball.
Yep. No, because he's not gonna hit it. He not gonna hit it. Then he go grab the ball with the dinosaur and then he go run off with the ball. That's all that's gonna happen. And the ball will go with the rest of the dinosaurs. So it's gonna be lost forever.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, we're loving it. Hell, my other son, he loves playing soccer, but he fractured his toe the other day playing
football.
Playing.
Did he kick a rock?
That's what I thought it was. he didn't go down crying. We'll see how that goes.
Look, I'm praying he stays into that because the way they paying right now. I need nephew to stick to that.
I'm sending tapes right now to Saudi Arabia. I don't care how young he is.
Exactly. So
they're gonna be tired of me.
So that kind of bread. So you do whatever you got to do to make it happen, Captain.
Man, it's crazy. You know what? We briefly talked about baseball. You know what? We're gonna jump into baseball. It's the playoffs, right? It's the playoffs. This is what I do best. I love baseball. Baseball to me is the most difficult sport to play. It's obviously that debate has been open to debate since the beginning of time. We get it. It's a thinking man's game. It's definitely a skill. I'm not knocking other sports when I say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Football, basketball. Now, I believe baseball is the hardest sport. And it's not a physical thing. It's it's technical.
Yeah.
So with that being said, obviously we're gonna jump right into it. And Big Rob, I'm coming to you because everybody is waiting to see the Atlanta Braves versus the Philadelphia Phillies.
It's gonna be an amazing series. That series is gonna be crazy, and I can't wait. But my Braves gonna pull it out. Stop it. Stop playing with me.
That's what you said. That's what y'all said last year.
Hey, look, this ain't last year. I can tell you that right now.
And last year, what?
My boys wasn't playing like they playing right now. I love the way the Braves are looking right now. We got it, so it's gonna and like I said, it's gonna be a competitive series, and I don't think everybody really understands how competitive it's gonna be. But I think that it's gonna go down to the wire.
Question: did y'all win the division last year?
Why are you bringing up old stuff? So what are we doing?
You're so look. You're so evil.
You open that door.
So I did not open the door.
You said they're playing lights out right now. This is deja vu. This is another Denzel Washington movie. This is deja vu.
Shooter McGavin with the gangster questions. Shooter McGavin. I love it.
I'm just gonna say this. Last year was last year, and I'm sure we have grown much more from last year's what happened and got a better feel for the way ahead. I'm gonna tell you, I'm coming into your defense in this. Atlanta played 2 intra-squad games, right? These last couple of days. They didn't do that last year. They just held batting practice, regular fielding. They rested, and then they went in and lost to a heated, fire hot Philadelphia Phillies team, right?
Who are doing the exact same thing. Now, for those of you that don't know, the playoffs for the last 2 seasons have been a little bit different. First round is best of 3 series played at the higher ranking stadium, right?
Right.
Now, there is no reseeding. We don't mean hairlines like LeBron. We talking about reseeding in the playoffs. So what that means is the number 2 seed has to play the best team in the Philadelphia Phillies. A lot of people are complaining. But this is not a first time that has happened. I'm not reseeding. There's no reseeding here. Not at all. I got bangs. I just want to throw that out there.
Not the bang bangs.
No. On the flip side of the National League Division Series, I saw you paused and went for your hat. So I'm coming to you, JB.
Yeah, man, my hair was looking kind of crazy.
Your Dodgers, I think, got it a little bit easier, but are playing Corbin Carroll's. He's been hot, and the Arizona Diamondbacks. I know that don't really sound as intriguing.
That sounds kind of crazy.
We expect kind of a letdown, assuming that the Dodgers take it easy this series.
I don't think they're gonna take it easy because they trying to prove something because the way they finished the season. And I would definitely take the easy road. And Big Rob, firstly, let me tell you this: don't let them Braves lose. As bad as Stephen A. talk about Dallas when they lose, I will be on here looking extra crazy at you, making all type of noise.
I'm gonna go live on All Sports Matter right after the game. I don't care what time it ends. We're gonna have sitting there like on the spot. We're gonna wake up. I'm gonna be doing manual zooms and everything. Just
Look,
Oh,
one
But-
win does not define a series, son. So let's get that out the way.
All right.
So
Don't lose.
let's-
It
all
ain't,
I'm
ain't but
saying
3
is-
games. Ain't but 3 games.
We just need 3 of them. We just need 3 more than they have.
Well, you
That's
need
So
2. It's the best of 3.
It is a different series.
No, I want 3. I want all
Best of
3. I don't want them to win in one game.
Well,
I don't want
well,
them
if-
to win one game.
Well, if you win 2, you ain't gonna go to the 3rd game.
I don't care. I want it.
That's why y'all gonna lose right there. You want 3, so y'all will go to 3 because it's gonna be 1-1, and then they go win the 3rd game, and y'all will be sitting at home where y'all always at because you don't amount to nothing. You're a regular season team and not a playoff team.
Look,
You
I
talking
used to be
record.
a
You right, Q. Let's go Dodgers.
I used to be a closet Atlanta fan before I moved to Georgia. Right, it was one of those things that the whole chop thing had me hype as a kid. From '91 when that thing started, you know, and which they lost in the World Series, by the way. But that thing was going in '91, and they lost it to the Minnesota Twins. I was like, I like this Atlanta. You know, let's chop on. Let me chop. And then '92 happened, and they lost to the Blue Jays. But it was a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't
That's
until
that's back when they had the Jones boys, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
No. Andrew Jones
No,
came.
that was before them.
Andrew came in '95.
Yeah, that was before them.
Aha.
Yeah, Chipper started '95. Andrew started '96. Sorry, '94 was the strike. So
There you
the
go.
Blue Jays beat them back to back. They beat the Phillies one year and they beat the Atlanta. But either way, I was actually a closet Atlanta. You know, they had me hyped until I moved to Georgia for those 5 years, and everywhere you turn, it was nothing but John Marshalls everywhere. Just want to throw that out there. It was like, holy crap. Either way, the series to watch starts tomorrow. Phillies, Atlanta Braves. Gentlemen, prediction time. Who y'all got?
I got Braves.
Of course you
I got the
do.
Braves winning by 2 runs.
I think the Phillies could pull an upset in game 1. Because, you know, it's always that first game where you can sneak up on somebody. I think they might sneak up on them in game 1. Ultimately, I do think the Braves will win the series, but I think Philly can take game 1.
I think the reason, like Amir said, I think last year the Braves got comfortable, and they literally just thought they would walk through and win it all. I don't think that happens this year. I think the Braves are not taking any possible chance of overlooking anybody, especially not the Phillies. I think they're gonna be out to prove a point.
They won in 2021, right? So that's probably why they were taking it out. They were taking it for granted.
Yeah.
They cheated in 2021.
Stop your lies, sir. Stop your
Also, they have
lies.
a player over there that's hot on steroids. He joined the 40-70 club. He's hot on steroids. Y'all need to test him right now.
No, he didn't join any club. He set that club. He's
Yes,
the
of
president.
course.
Yeah,
There is no
yeah.
club. He's the president. He's
He's not only a member. He's the president.
He's the president.
He's the president,
of
baby.
40-70 club.
He about to join the. I need to go in front of Capitol Hill Club and talk about steroids and baseball. That's what he is.
I'll tell y'all what though. This is not a unanimous MVP race. It is not. As much as Acuna does, his stats look amazing.
Amazing.
I am not knocking
really
on
do.
him. I'm not.
They do.
But there was another Brave who stood out just as much, and that was Matt Olson with his 53 home runs and 135 RBI, something around that. Matt Olson has stepped up in the MVP race, and on the flip side, your Dodgers got the two-headed monster over there with Mookie Betts, who I believe should be the MVP, but Freddie Freeman is right there.
Right there with him.
Oh my God! You know I love me some Freddie Freeman.
Right. Oh, and by the way, everybody out there, this is all satire. Don't believe me when I say that young man is on steroids, because I know
Please don't do that.
they have people that watch our show. Major
we
League
don't
Baseball.
want to.
He's not on steroids. He's just
He's
very
not
talented at what he
testosterone
does.
boosters. We get it.
I'm not gonna allow this besmirching of his credibility.
It's crazy because that's what everybody's looking forward to. Braves Dodgers, you know.
man.
But for a second there, you can't turn your head away from Philadelphia Phillies. We're going to move on to the American League, where the American League East had 2 of their 3 teams knocked out within 48 hours. Blue Jays lost their series. and the Tampa Bay Rays, who started out white hot, started the season like 31-3 or something of that. Didn't win the division. Had a player suspended for, we're not advocating for that, and then out in the first round. So we're looking at the O's and Rangers, Astros, and who am I missing? Top of my head. I'm drawing blank.
I don't know.
The Minnesota Twins.
Anybody but the Astros.
I agree. I totally agree. Anybody but the Astros. I know. So I'm actually low key. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna meet. I got something for those for my prediction.
You got Orioles colors on.
Hold on. One better. Let me make it one better.
One better. All the way in there, huh?
Yeah, I'm making one better.
Ooh, you managed.
And I am going to actually hope that the Orioles pull it off. They've done everything right. Farm system, they don't have to look out for a big bad. They didn't sign the big free agent. They've done everything right. And this is what any franchise is supposed to do, right? Build up your system and then bring in young kids that just want to have fun. A la Cyndi Lauper. We got it. I'm hoping the Orioles pull it off. American League, who do you guys got coming out of the American League out of those 4 teams, gentlemen?
I do like the Orioles. I think it'll come down to the Orioles and the Twins. But I like the Orioles. I like what they're doing, and I like the type of ball they're playing. So I think the Orioles can take it.
I like the Orioles, but it's something about the Twins. I don't know. It's something about the Twins. I really got an inkling they might be on to something, and they're pretty dangerous right now. I'm just going to throw that out there.
They won their first playoff series since 1991. We mentioned it earlier. That was the year they beat the Atlanta Braves. I obviously got to add that in there in the World Series. Hey, it was a 7-game series. It was they lost 1-0 in the 9th inning. That's crazy.
The battle of the Native American teams.
I remember that game. But we it was an interesting series, interesting games. We had an interesting game yesterday. I wasn't even going to bring up this game, but is Justin Fields back?
Go ahead,
Jim. I don't know if he's back. I will tell you this. I am very happy that I picked him up in fantasy. I don't know when I did it or why I did it, but I'm very happy that I had picked him up in fantasy because he went ahead and showed out on yesterday. Now I don't know if he's back. I don't know if it's the fact that he back or the fact that they played the Washington Commanders. But
they're a top 10 defense.
That's what I was just about to say. The Commanders were a top 10 defense, and he dismantled them.
He did
him last night.
And you know,
left them with a -2 in fantasy points.
Oof,
-2.
Love it. Just happy I'm not one of them people that left DJ Moore sitting on the bench because that, it's got to be disappointing.
We're going there.
I liked how you threw that extra curve, that heat in there.
It's got to be disappointing.
That's why I drink.
Last night it was crazy. I was just sitting watching it, and I'm sitting there like, is this really happening? Is he putting it together like this right now? I still don't want to put all the blame on Justin Fields, though. I still feel like his coaching staff is not doing what they need to do to maximize.
Right.
Eberflus, that's the coach's name, right? Something like that.
Eberflus.
His name need to be Hot Boiling Babbage, because he is
Babbage
right now. Because I'm like, dude, what in the world? He is not maximizing his potential. Thank God DJ Moore is on the team. DJ Moore is literally a weapon, and I get it. He hasn't been doing much, but Amir, I hope you learn.
That was a lot of bad tackling, though.
I mean, yeah, but that was unheard of. That's not really the expectation from Washington. They were usually a sure tackling team, and their secondary was pretty decent in the first 4 weeks. Like you said, they were top 10 defense. So the fact that he could put it together like that, and they put a plan in place for him like that, makes it more to where I'm going to question the coaching staff, not the player.
You don't think at some point the Bears just stopped saying that they wanted to go for the number 1 and number 2 pick at the same time? Because I mean, they right there, they had it locked up, but now, you know, you're winning games.
Well,
go ahead, Amir.
Well, knowing that you have a quarterback in Justin Fields, the reason why they traded out last year, right?
My guy, Mark.
The reason they want a team to be around Justin Fields. That's why I started this particular segment with, is he back? I still don't think they wanted Caleb Williams, Marcus May. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they want these college kids yet. They really believe that they had their quarterback in Justin Fields. They need to put a team around him. So they know that they can come out of there with Marvin Harrison. That's fine. DJ Moore on one side, Marvin Harrison on the other, and then draft an offensive lineman. The Bears are right back in there.
That's my thing right there. What you just said. You need an offensive line. You need Marvin Harrison Jr. And now you have weapons on both sides of the field, as well as in the middle of the field, because Cole Kmet is an entire issue. He is a whole entire issue. And if you can get those bookend wide receivers who are route runners with speed and also big physical wide receiver, you give Justin Fields a chance to maximize that position. And I honestly, if they're not going to do what they need to do to get him surrounded by the right people and get some offensive line help, put him on the trading block. You don't want, if you're not going to do what you need to do, put him on the trading block, maximize that. And if you want, get a Caleb Williams, that's on you, but send him somewhere like Atlanta.
I'm going to go one further. And I believe Chicago somehow woke up when they realized their division is not good at all.
Right. It's up for grabs.
They started when they got rid of Chase Claypool, somebody who doesn't want to be on the field while being on the field. Because that hurts your quarterback. When your wide receivers ain't trying and you got a young quarterback throwing at them, that is a morale problem for your quarterback. Yeah. So it's a bigger picture. Somewhere, somebody in that Chicago franchise is like, you know what? We can still win, but let's address what we have now and not in the offseason. And somehow they woke up. And you know what? Minnesota is not good. Green Bay is not. They're halfway decent.
Yeah.
The Lions are not dominating as they should.
Right.
Guess what? If Chicago starts winning the divisional game, Chicago's right back in it.
They're right in it.
And they still got a top 5 pick because they got Carolina's pick.
Right. Exactly.
And Carolina would probably get the first pick by themselves.
Right. And that's why it was where they had 1 and 2. Amir, I'm gonna look at some of the comments real quick.
All right.
You got somebody saying that, you know, they played the Broncos and the Washington defense, and you know, that's 2 trash D's in the league. Okay. Q said it was more about Moore showing out and less about Justin Fields coming back.
But I mean, Moore isn't the quarterback. Moore is a wide receiver. He runs great routes. I give you that. But Fields still has to get him the ball.
The run after the catches was all DJ Moore. That was all DJ Moore.
Exactly.
The run after the catches was all DJ Moore. That pass he did in the end zone, that was a hell of a pass. Back shoulder.
Shoulder. Nasty.
Justin Fields was throwing some dimes.
He put in some work last night. He
was putting on some. Now I get it. Bad defense Washington as far as tackling. Maybe they don't throw as much. They don't score as much. They were still winning that game.
Right.
And Justin Fields showed that, hey, don't sleep on me yet.
Yep, he did. And I got Marcus. That's my dog right there. He said it's not Justin's fault. He decent quality at quarterback. And he said they'll take him down here in New Orleans because they quarterback trash. Because
speak true, speak true. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. And that's another team. Get some help on that offensive line.
I don't even want to talk about offensive line.
You definitely need a new quarterback because one of them steal crab legs and the other one just steal. I'm just saying he's stealing money because he needs to.
My quarterback got sacked 11 times on Monday.
11 times.
11.
And that look, that had my defensive lineman coming out talking about why you threw the ball so quick when y'all played us, but you gonna let Dallas come out there and shine like that. Or was it Dallas? No. Was it Dallas?
No.
No. Seahawks.
And look,
11 times when Seahawks defense they've been in the middle of the pack. They weren't bad. They weren't great. It was a coming out party for that cornerback that got taken fifth over
that rookie. Yeah, rookie. Yeah,
that was his coming out party.
He
bad throws. But when you hear him footsteps the whole game, you don't know who's behind you and who you're throwing it to. But that's on the offensive line. You know what? I'm coming to you. I'm coming right to you, Big Rob. Evan Neal. Talk to me about the big man out of Alabama. He's fighting with the fans, New York fans, that he's never going to win. And he is straight dumpster juice on that line this year.
On fire.
Dumpster
juice on fire.
I literally don't understand what's going on with him right now. I thought he was going to do extremely well, especially in that market. I thought he would maximize that position being in the New York market, but he's going the total opposite direction of what I thought he would be. And you're never going to win when you try to fight fans, especially not in New York. You might as well put it out.
Like, I'm gonna go to the other offensive lineman who can't even get on the field out of Georgia, Andrew Thomas. He don't even want to play. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He don't even want to play. Like, what is going on with the SEC's offensive linemen when they get to the big stage? I'm confused.
Yeah. That one perplexes me. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna let Jim touch that one because they used to about that one.
Well, it's the SEC. What up, Tito? They used to getting free money, and so now once they get to the league, they sign these contracts and they getting free money. They go sit on the side and steal without a gun. And you see it all over the league. You got people that's on these teams and I'm hurt. Oh, I can't play. I can't go in. You saw it last week with Lamar. Was it Lamar Jackson who could have played?
Yep, Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. My bad. I almost said they was like the same person. He could have played.
Lamar Jackson could have played. Hold on. You hit it on the nose. Lamar Jackson could have played in the playoffs last year. He did. You know what? We're advocating. For manning up.
Garoppolo
for manning up.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Garoppolo could have played in the playoffs too. He could have suited up for the NFC Championship game, and he did not.
That's because it's trash.
My question is, why would you man up with nothing? That's like walking into a gunfight and all you got is a slingshot, son. You're not going to win.
Hold on, it's a playoff game. What if they only needed a quarterback?
Guess what?
Hey, Derek Carr said he manned up and he was in the game.
Let's talk about it.
For the same reason, Lamar Jackson got even less this year, and playing.
He got more than what he would have got last year.
No, they all hurt. All of them hurt.
If everybody he got hurt last year, he would not even have gotten close to what he got this year for pay. After he was already hurt for what, 5-6 games? So I get it. He could have sucked it up and drove on. But son, for what? Son, so he could go out there and throw the Devin Duvernay? Son, get out my face. Son, I don't want my quarterback going out there putting his life on the line to throw the Devin Duvernay and Rob, Boykins and the rest of the popcorn love crew. No,
you see what the Saints did? They put Derek Carr right up out there in harm's way because they said they don't trust James Winston. Q said they're taking notes from the Kawhi Leonard book of sports marketing and stillery. So,
I ain't mad at him because again, I don't fault you when you go get your bag. I don't fault you. If you need to go get your bag, you go get that bag. Now, this year, if you're not performing, I got a problem.
Hold on, he got his bag though.
He got his bag
and not
performing. He's trying to perform.
I say not performing. It's 50-50. It depends on how he wake up.
It looked like a trend though.
We don't have healthy people that stay healthy on the field. We got one wide receiver who's out here stealing money. I ain't gonna mention no names. We got another wide receiver I ain't seen play more than 3 games in a season. we got a young guy who is literally trying his best to, get acclimated into the offense. So I appreciate that. We got a monster tight end. My running back has been hurt for the last 2 years straight.
Stealing.
And my other running back tries his best to be physical, but he can't because he's just an older dude. So he's not going to be able to be as physical.
Your number one running back right now is Melvin Gordon.
No, Gus Edwards is my number one, but Melvin Gordon is a close second.
It doesn't make the joke any funnier. So I had to go with Melvin Gordon.
Hey, I got 17 running backs for you. You want one? I got 17.
My third running back is Kenyon Drake.
He still out. I thought they cut him.
We brought him back after the injuries hit.
I mean,
they still got Justin Herbert. I don't know what's going on there. He was doing fine. But quarterbacks. But hold on. You hit on the nose though, because there is a quarterback out there that has no idea what's going on. Top 5 quarterback named Joe Burrow, who is.
Help me, Lord. Somebody.
You have to shut him down, right?
He said this week that his leg has felt better than it has all season.
Well, he ain't done nothing all season.
That's very well played, good sir. I know. I've been looking at him in fantasy. He's been getting my shirt ripped off every week. So
I mean, it has no choice but to feel better than any at any other time. I'm just saying.
You can't fall no lower than the floor, can you?
You really can't. It can't do nothing but feel better. So.
I feel bad. Now T. Higgins is out. Jamar Chase is complaining, talking about I'm always open, but ain't nobody throwing me the ball.
That was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, that was funny.
There's turmoil in Cincinnati, like, okay, let's go. Let's bring everything full circle. If you're T. Higgins and they're not bringing you back because they already said they wasn't, and you're hurt, do you play? Hurt?
No.
But the question is, because he in the contract year, right?
In the contract year.
He in the contract year, and they're not going to be able to pay him like he wants.
They're not going to be able to pay him, but at some point, somebody's still going to be looking at you. So either you push for a trade and you re-sign with the team that trade for you, or you got to try to play it out so that you can get a contract.
So this is what I'm going to say. If T. Higgins, takes care of himself and doesn't play through injury, and he turns around and comes back and he plays this season and he gets above 1,000 yards, you honestly think he's not going to get paid?
Oh, he going to get paid.
That'll be his
third.
I think that'll be his third year over 1,000 yards in a row.
Somebody still got to throw it to him. That's the issue.
And that's the problem. I mean, yeah. And I mean, if Joe Burrow gets him above 1,000 yards, T. Higgins is going to get paid, whether it's with Cincinnati.
They were saying that about Mike Evans. Mike Evans always gets 1,000 yards regardless of who quarterbacks. And obviously he started out good, ended up hurt last week, but
he'll be back.
Would be the number one wide receiver. He's a little bit older, but
and I mean, and look, Mike Evans is gonna mess around and get 1,000 yards from Baker Mayfield.
NFC South.
Chris Godwin are about to show everybody.
Number one pick, Baker Mayfield. Though we can always fall back to that, even though we all know that was more bad Browns than it was good.
I won't point out that the NFC South is letting Baker Mayfield run roughshod over them. And that was just ridiculous.
Well, we knew somebody had to, right?
Somebody was gonna have to do it. Look, let me ask y'all this question, because I was watching the game Sunday, and they kept putting the camera on Jameis Winston, right? They just kept doing it, and everybody know that they rushed Derek Carr back from injury. They was talking about it was an ACL sprain and all this other stuff. So why would you rush him back? And they kept putting it on Jameis Winston. He's sitting there like this with the headset in, and you can see every time they put it on him, his demeanor just get more and more angry every time they put it on him. So they finally put him in the game like the last 2 minutes of the game. And what Jameis Winston said? Jameis Winston said, F the New Orleans Saints. He went out there, threw the ball straight up in the air, and walked off the field. He didn't look to see if it was an interception. It was caught. He threw the ball up in the air and walked off the field. Do y'all think that it's that Jameis Winston has finally noticed or finally realized that they're not about to let him be the starter in New Orleans, and maybe it's time for him to move on from the New Orleans Saints?
But where he gonna move to?
I don't know where he gonna move to, but I'm just saying
But he's not a starter, period.
He's not a starter, and that's what he needs to start accepting. You're not a starter anymore, big fella.
right. But you're not a starter. But if your quarterback is hurt with a shoulder, an ACL sprain, and you would rather put that guy in and roll with him than put me in, that's saying something about me. And maybe I need to look elsewhere. And maybe it's time for him and in the likes of y'all favorite person, Colin Kaepernick, to go to the XFL.
There's a lot of wrong that's going on in New Orleans. They paid Taysom Hill a lump sum, a large, nice sum.
Yes.
To do what?
To play tight end.
He's not even a tight end.
And he's not really that.
No, they have him listed as tight end.
They re-signed Jimmy Graham so he cannot play tight end.
Right.
That's how bad the team is.
What was that?
Well, they signed Jimmy Graham so that he could retire with the Saints because this is probably gonna be his last season. Well, they
it was
designated
a one-day retirement, and Jimmy Graham decided to come back the next day.
Right.
I said, I don't know what's going on in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's super crazy. They designated Taysom Hill as a tight end before they made the rule about the extra quarterback. So they designated him so that they can keep him on the thing and they can roll with 3 quarterbacks every
well, you can have
game.
3 quarterbacks on a roster.
Yeah, but now you can have 3 quarterbacks and Taysom Hill, so now you can have 4.
Right.
I was talking to somebody earlier this week and asked them, can you imagine what the type of stuff Taysom Hill would do in a Kyle Shanahan offense? Not even just saying with the 49ers, because you know how Kyle Shanahan liked to run his offense. Can you imagine the how he would use a Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
That would just be ridiculous.
Taysom Hill could be maximized a lot better in a lot of different offenses. I don't get what they're doing down there. I don't know. New Orleans is doing New Orleans things. I guess they want to go back to the brown bags.
You mentioned
It was
Kyle
actually
Shanahan.
They was actually booing in the thing. In the Superdome.
Can you blame?
Is McCaffrey the MVP this year?
He's making a case.
Yeah, look, it's hard to
he's
say
making
no.
his case.
It's really hard to say no the way he's playing right now. He looks super great. And just think, if he'd have scored one more touchdown, he would have set a franchise record for touchdown. He's a problem. He's a problem right now. You see what a healthy Christian McCaffrey looks like. It's scary.
I think he was always healthy. He just didn't want to be healthy for the Carolina. I kept saying that. He just didn't want to play in the Panthers because it's one of the things where you're motivated to play, but then you look at your team, you're like, nah, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Yeah, because he was always quote unquote hurt, but never had to have any type of surgeries or anything.
Never.
I think his ankle, right? One time, I believe his ankle, maybe.
It was always his ankle or his shin.
Yeah, he just didn't feel like playing through the pain. This year, he ain't been on an injury designation at all.
At all. He's running super angry.
I know Mitchell's mad as hell. He's like, man, I thought he was.
Mitchell is staying hurt. Mitchell is out again this week. I don't know what's going on and why he's staying hurt. But I said at the beginning of the season, before the season even started, they should have traded him. As soon as Jonathan Taylor said he was holding out and he wasn't suiting up, I said, go ahead, trade Mitchell to Indianapolis for Jonathan Taylor and get him 2 third-round picks.
Moss is doing good, and you know what? You open that door, and I was going to it eventually. Let's go up. Let's go to it. Jonathan Taylor's playing Sunday. Jonathan Taylor plans to. Yes, he's playing Sunday. He plans to play out his contract Sunday this week, this season. And he said he ain't talking no contract to the end of the year, but he's playing.
I love it.
Talk to me about Jonathan Taylor. What's going on with the Colts? Do you think they're playing for a chance? Because hey, the AFC South is not as good as everybody thought it was going to be. And the Titans is still reigning supreme somehow.
Well, I honestly, I think people better be cautious about the Houston Texans because they are putting something together down there, and it's looking very dangerous. And C.J. Stroud is really looking good right now in that offense. He looks pretty amazing.
Yeah.
As far as rookie quarterbacks, he's at the top of the heap.
So is he the offensive rookie of the year?
Yes.
No, Bijan. Bijan.
No, Bijan hasn't. Stop. No, it's CJ Stroud.
Don't do that. Let me just tell y'all something. No matter what their record is, and I'll tell anybody this, if you take Bijan off that Atlanta Falcons team,
It'll be just the
their
same team.
offense will look super putrid.
I'm
Super putrid. The only
What they
reason
look
why
like now?
they're bad right now is because of Desmond Ritter.
just putrid. That's super.
His name
They
was
just
not
they
Desmond.
just regular putrid right now. Okay.
I wish Desmond Ritter's first name was not Desmond. I wish it was Denard or Deshaun or something. But anyway,
Chef, I have to disagree with you.
hey,
Because Algier is doing the exact same thing Bijan is, other than
no, he's not.
because
Algier-
they're making them look dumb on the movements.
So
But-
let's be clear. Algier has not topped 100 yards but one time this year. Period. Algier averages 20 to 30 yards a game now since Bijan got there.
I got that. But what I'm saying is you put Algier in his shoes, you get the productivity.
Not
In Atlanta, the running game wasn't the issue.
It wasn't. It was the quarterback play.
The running
It's always been the
was not
quarterback.
the issue. Cordell
always been.
Patterson was getting 100+ yards. Algier was getting 100+ yards. I'm not knocking Bijan. I'm not, because that is a step up of what they got. But what I'm saying is they're the exact same team with or without Bijan. That's what I'm saying.
It was the quarterback.
And it's always been a quarterback, but Bijan gives them an added aspect of that running game. I get it. What's his name? Patterson. He was awesome before he started getting injury prone. That's the other aspect of it all. Bijan is healthy. He's not getting hurt all the time.
Yeah,
He's not
he's
sitting out
13.
games. He's not sitting out games. Like, they haven't seen Patterson since last year. Algier doesn't have the burst that he had last year.
Patterson's
Bijan-
been healthy cuts. They don't need Patterson.
Oh no, they need Patterson. They need everybody. So let's be clear. The Falcons need everybody. They need everybody lined up on the field immediately because they are not it right now. But
So is Patterson back from injury?
He's been healthy. He just hasn't.
he's a healthy scratch.
Yeah, he's been a healthy scratch. That's what I'm
So
saying.
obviously they don't think they need everybody if they healthily scratching him.
Everything
But I
comes
think
down
it's
to that
more-
quarterback,
I think it's
Desmond.
more along the same lines as Calvin Ridley. I don't know what's going on with their organization,
I don't know why they did that one.
but that was the dumbest move I'd ever heard of too. But if you think about it, that's the same organization where Calvin Ridley took time off for mental health issues. Then he got caught, gambling. But something's going on in that organization that's off. Something is not right because you got too many people get with these healthy scratches from playing, and that's crazy. But that's just me. Like you said,
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But what I'm saying is Bijan moves the needle, gives him a better chance on the backfield. But until that guy that's handing him the ball gets changed, the organization is going to be the same.
and that is a fact.
But CJ Stroud is moving the needle completely.
He is. The
But
needle.
Not giving the ball up, not giving the ball away.
Yeah, he
CJ
has
Stroud
not,
is
he has
doing
not
it.
done a turnover yet, right? We're
Right.
knock on wood. We're not wishing that on him. But to be the offensive rookie of the year, it starts and ends with CJ Stroud right now.
It's going to end and start with CJ Stroud because one, that award is meant for quarterbacks.
It's unfortunate, yeah.
It's a quarterback driven award. So
It's like the
The
MVP.
quarterback didn't win it last year.
no, not last year, but it is. I mean, but who would you quarterback last year?
Who won it
say
last year?
Who should have won it as a quarterback?
Didn't the Jets sweep the rookies of the year?
Oh yeah, Brees Hall, and then Brees Hall only played 4 games though.
No, you're talking about Sauce
No.
and
Sauce and the receiver.
Garrett.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett
I
Wilson.
couldn't
But
think his
my
name.
question is,
Yeah.
what quarterback played well enough to where they could be in competition for that last year?
Zach
There was
Wilson
no-
still was the quarterback last year.
Yeah, and I mean, and so was Mike White. But yeah, Garrett Wilson just made them look good last year.
What quarterbacks was up for it last year?
Desmond Ritter.
I don't think he was even in the conversation.
He wasn't in the conversation because they had Marcus Mariota down there, didn't he?
He started the first 6 years, I believe, and then they went to Ritter.
Desmond Ritter.
Boy, them Desmonds in Georgia, boy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think there was any. Malik Willis was drafted. He was a backup. He played towards the end of the year.
Right.
Pickett was the one that was expected. That was the only
Yeah, it was
quarterback
Pickett.
that got Pickett in the first round. Was Pickett?
Yeah. And
There
then
was no top dogs at quarterback.
and then Mr. Irrelevant came about somewhere.
Yeah, and he
But
played towards the end.
that came out of nowhere, and he was like, "What?"
Yep. Yeah, Pickett was the only quarterback taken in the first round. So that's speaking of Pickett, he's not hurt. He's playing on Sunday. So scratch off those Steelers off your fantasy rosters. He's back. Speaking of fantasy rosters, and we had a fantasy game and a fantasy disappointment when the Miami Dolphins this the bed. See what I did there? See what they do to the bed?
Yep.
Yeah.
They did it. They definitely did
it. Talk to me. What happened to the Miami Dolphins? They got punched in the face. Now, do they revert back to Miami or of old, or they're still a team to be scared of?
Oh, you have every reason to be scared of them right now. One game will not make them to where you can go ahead and overlook them. They are still going. I didn't expect them to go undefeated, so that's not going to change anything. I'm thinking they're still dangerous.
It's crazy because last year it happened. Didn't that happen in
No,
game?
they lost.
4?
They no. Cincinnati. They played on Thursday night, and he got knocked out. That's when he did the gang signs. Remember when he got knocked out?
Oh yeah.
And they lost to Cincy on the Thursday. That's when they had Bridgewater. Almost won it from him. Almost came back, but no. Cincy beat Miami.
But they still, they had.
They were 4-0. They was 4-0, and then lost game 5. Yes, 2 years in a row. I'm trying to understand how you get Waddle back and then not move as they did the week before.
Yeah,
because they were trying to get Waddle involved instead of going with what they had.
But it shouldn't have been that difficult. It's not like Waddle hadn't played all season.
Right, and that's
the was dangerous. You know,
Tyreek Hill didn't go. I'm saying Tyreek Hill didn't go off. He was held in check.
Right, and that is Buffalo's defense that good?
It's possible. The only person who got his numbers in there was a champ.
Which he's been getting his numbers.
He's a rookie. That might be rookie of the year possibility.
He's a rookie.
Right there,
he's a very good candidate for it.
He could be in the talks.
Because he went completely ballistic against Denver and put his name in the.
Got 2 touchdowns last week against Buffalo. Both 2 touchdowns they got was him.
Yep. He got 2 touchdowns that week. Got 4 the week before. So
yeah.
So I mean, it'll be a nice little race for offensive rookie of the year. But who gonna be in the running for defensive rookie of the year though?
Witherspoon, if he keeps it up.
Witherspoon has got to be at the top.
That's the only one that's out to me as far as defense. Now, Will Anderson has not had a bad. No. You know what I'm saying? They had to bring up that's because he's a product of his environment. Houston just now, these last 2 games, decided to put the defense together. So we'll talk about Will Anderson maybe another 3-4 weeks. But right now, it's Witherspoon. But Houston has actually stepped up their defense, though.
Right.
So I said we gotta give them some time to everybody together.
Well, what do you think about the who's a D tackle for in
Philly?
Philly.
He's only playing 50% of the snaps though, so he's not getting his numbers up. They bring him along little by little. Now Fletcher Cox is out Sunday, so you might see a full game from Carter, Jalen Carter. You might see
this will be the week to see what he's capable of right there.
Fletcher Cox is out this Sunday. That was announced this morning, so you might see a full game from Jalen Carter at defensive tackle. So we'll see how that goes. But they are playing the Rams, so I expect the highest scoring game there.
He is.
And Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp is back.
So,
but is he gonna play?
Yes, he's slated to play this weekend.
He gonna play, but is he gonna play?
His snap count might not be there.
Right.
I don't know. McVay said he is fully cleared now.
But whose spot is he taking? Is he taking Tutu or Pookie's spot?
No. Van Jefferson.
Whoa, little daddy.
Van Jefferson has been in the field the whole time. He just ain't getting
He has? Oh, well. I forgot about Van.
Van Jefferson has been on the
field.
Okay, so which one of the 3 goes to the slot, though?
Atwell, Tutu.
Nakora's been on the slot. Van and Tutu's been on the outside.
Van been on the outside?
He's been killing them in the middle. He's been killing them in the middle.
What we've been looking at?
Pookie has been on that slot, killing them in the middle. Him and Higbee has been killing that middle.
Tyler Higbee he's been playing pretty decent.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting.
Keep Cooper Kupp on the outside, Tutu on the other side, and Van Jefferson every blue moon. But Van Jefferson ain't even getting the ball, but they've been throwing it down the middle. And it's been Higbee and it's been Puka.
I take it.
Starting next week, we'll go back to asking the question: how in the hell is Cooper Kupp so damn open?
Because Cooper Kupp lived in the and that's another thing. Cooper Kupp lived in the middle of the field, so now him and Pookie.
I mean, they're going to figure a way to get it.
But Sean McVay, that's what he gets paid for, right? He was an offensive.
He gets paid for.
That's what he gets paid for.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he draws it up.
I
believe there's plays designed exactly just for Cooper Kupp. See, Puka was only good to get yardage. He just got his first touchdown in overtime in 4 games. That was his first touchdown. He's not designed to get touchdowns. That wasn't his job. His job was to move the ball with Higbee. Cooper Kupp is the end zone monster.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. I'm rooting for it. But another caveat: Matthew Stafford's hip is old as I am, and it may not survive much longer.
Well, I mean, they don't have a backup quarterback because his big brother is still away from the team. So what they go do?
All I'm gonna say is this:
Who is that?
He is one of the toughest.
It was Stetson Bennett.
No, he was brought in as a third string. He was. Yeah.
One thing I'm gonna say about Stafford, no matter the injury, that is one of the toughest SOBs at quarterback I have ever seen.
No, he was in Detroit. I love Stafford. I was a Stafford fan. Him and Megatron.
Brett Ripien is
Brett Ripien.
They backup quarterback.
That's Mark Rippen's son.
Mark Rippen's son. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his son.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Ripien.
Rippin.
So I'm not really worried about Matt Stafford.
Brett Sylvester Rippin.
I would, and if not this week, in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be looking to see if I can snatch up Matt Stafford ASAP because I think his numbers are going to go way up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody just already grabbed him, and then his quarterback got the same bye week from the quarterback he already got starting. So that was a dumb trade. Either way,
that was very dumb. So, but let me ask you this, Amir. We talking about people coming back. When is your running back coming back, bro? I need to know.
Barkley is clear to play. He doesn't want to come back. I don't blame him.
And
he never had a contract beyond this year. Why would you come back?
But I need him. I need him in the game.
He's fine.
I've been losing a bunch of fantasy football games, and I need him in the game. So tell him to stop being selfish.
Barkley is
get in the game.
But then
he's not getting beyond this year.
But didn't you tell me that when a player is hurt and they can play, they should play?
No,
he just said
it. I said with the playoffs. Hold on. There's a caveat. I said with the playoffs. There's a difference.
Oh, we splitting hairs. We splitting hairs.
No, I said that.
The hairs was here.
Nope.
And then it went this way.
I said the playoffs. Your team needs you in the playoffs.
Your team needs him every game. Not just the playoffs. They need Saquon.
They could if he was there. Because you know Saquon and Daniel Jones, when they play together, their numbers get better.
You know what they got in common? They play behind the same offensive line that's been very offensive.
That's true.
Okay.
But
look, I got a running back for you too. I can trade you a running back if you just send me Saquon. It's all good.
You want Saquon?
He'll look real good in that red and white out there on the West Coast.
If I can get my hand on Saquon, because I want him.
All right, y'all made me the offer. Saquon is sitting on my bench, so I don't even plan. Even if he's healthy, I don't plan on playing him.
Hey, hold up, I'm looking right now. I'm about to send you an offer.
Jim, slow down. Let me get there first.
No, sir. No, sir.
Hold on, Jim. I swear. I
need Saquon right now.
As long as you send me a starting running back, we good.
What the hell is this?
So you don't want my starting running back? I see.
Did you really send me that trade, Amir?
I don't remember. It was a while back ago. I don't remember. What trade?
Defense for a running back?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna put that out there. I ain't gonna put it out there what you sent me. Somebody else sent me tried to trade me Tony Pollard for Devontae Adams.
Hold on. Ezekiel's starting this Sunday. You had a defense on a bye.
I know. That's why I kept him there because they on the bye. The Browns defense been doing all right. Although I can't play them next week either because they playing against the 49ers.
Stevenson is hurt right now, so
Yeah.
all they got is Zeke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramondre is very much hurt.
But I don't.
Oh
like
wait, damn!
I'm not gonna play him. I just held him. Somebody else don't get him.
I got Ramondre somewhere.
That's why. That's the reason. No, that's the same league. That's why I sent them to you.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I knew there was a method to my madness.
I do.
He said, "I know it was."
I was trying to help you.
My man.
I do have him right there. Lord Jesus.
Because if Stevenson don't play, you need Ezekiel. He's the running back.
Lord Jesus. We didn't went off on a whole tangent.
There's a method to my madness. Speaking of madness, I thoroughly enjoyed the Toy Story football game last Sunday.
It was
Now they were behind. Now they're behind like 10 minutes, but
DJ Moore.
It was cute. It was fun. It was good for a beginner. Is JPP still with us? It was, so if you didn't know nothing about football, that's the game you wanted to watch. But either way,
it was fun. It was fun to watch.
It was a good change of pace.
Yeah.
It definitely was. It definitely was. Browns got a bye, so we don't have to worry about Deshaun Watson this weekend. Speaking of, before we move on, obviously we're going to give a solemn note. The great late Dick Buck has passed away this week. Chicago Bears legend.
Legend.
We hope you're resting in peace.
Yeah.
That dude was a monster before monsters.
He is exactly what nightmares are made of.
And while we're on the subject, the baseball world lost two greats. One, Brooks Robinson, longtime Orioles third baseman, and a couple of days ago, Tim Wakefield passed away due to brain cancer, knuckleballer. Definitely is definitely some tough times. Speaking of tough times, it should be a tough matchup, I should say. Forgive me. The Liberty versus the Aces. I see the trade. I'm not looking at it yet. Liberty and Aces in the championships. This is what this whole season has been about for WNBA, right? This is what it's been leading up to. They split the season series 2-2.
2-2.
The best two teams going into the season are in the finals.
Yeah.
How do you see this series playing out, gentlemen?
It's going to go down to the wire. I know Asia Wilson is on a tear right now because she truly felt like she should have been MVP. She has every right to. She has played out of her mind all season. But at the same time, that Liberty squad is nasty. They are nasty. They were in a battle though to get to where they're at right now because they had their hands full getting out of their conference. But it's going to go down to the wire. It's hard to go with either one. I'm rooting for the Aces because of the simple fact they used to be the Spurs WNBA team, but I don't want to get into why San Antonio let that go. But I am rooting for the Aces and also for Becky because I think Becky Hammond is the greatest. So I'm going with the Aces, Serge.
I'll give you Becky Hammond. The New York Liberty is giving all fans in New York and all New York fans a reason to still be a sports fan.
Preach.
Buffalo is a part of Canada, so they don't count. The New York Liberty is the best team.
I agree to that.
The best sports team in the state of New York. And as long as that little girl is over there shooting 3-pointers, I do believe that the New York Liberty will win. So.
And please don't forget, Breanna Stewart is still wearing a Liberty jersey. Breanna Stewart is a whole issue, period.
So yeah, it's
and they don't
the reigning MVP.
I don't. It's not gonna be like a sweep or nothing like that. It's not gonna be like a large margin of victory. But I think the Liberty is gonna win.
I think it's a 3 out of 5 series. So I think they're all 5 games. You're absolutely right that New York hasn't had any hopes of a. The Rangers came close to a Stanley Cup not so long ago, but when do we hoist Stanley Cups around our circle? I will go one further, where Atlanta sports was a nothing until the Atlanta United won their championship, and then the other teams fell in place. So I'm gonna throw that out there. So we got to start somewhere.
Whoa,
we got to start somewhere.
Why are you disrespectful to the Braves? What are we doing? What are you
No, this is before. That's what I'm saying. This is before.
I got you.
The Braves ain't won before that since 1995. Okay, I'm a historian when it comes to sports.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You ain't got to go deep into it.
So what I'm saying is the Atlanta United, the soccer team, won their championship. Then the Braves won, and then the Georgia Bulldogs won. Like, it brought hope to the city. I'm saying all that to say that New York Liberty is our Atlanta United. That's what I'm saying.
You put a lot on it.
I'll say because the Falcons still ain't won nothing. The Hawks ain't won nothing. The Dream ain't won nothing.
What's say, Jim? And you still leaving some teams out.
28-3. That happened.
I'm just hoping that this lights some type of fire. And I don't see it in basketball. There's just too many good teams. The Knicks didn't make any moves, if I'm being honest.
None.
They're good. They're just not better than the top 4 teams.
No.
So they're the 5th best team. That doesn't win you a championship.
Nope.
So I'm hoping something gets ignited. The Yankees, maybe if they cut some ties of the players they got this year, we'll see how that goes. But I am looking forward to that WNBA final. Really quick, while we're almost out of time, this weekend got some interesting game in the college football season. So let's talk about that.
So wait, you ain't gonna mention San Francisco getting the WNBA team real quick? Just as a throwaway comment.
Until we get a nickname, then we'll get there. We just know they're going to San Francisco. That's it.
I feel like it's going to have something to do with the name Warrior because the Warriors own them. So it might be something along the lines of what Wonder Woman people name was?
Amazons?
The Amazons?
They were Amazon.
I mean, although Amazon is in what?
They're gonna be the Golden State Glamazons. See that rolls off the tongue.
See there.
Somebody patent that for me.
They watching it right now, so they go take it. So hold on, let me trademark that.
The Golden State Glamazons.
Right, we go trademark that real quick before they take it from us.
I just off the top of my head, literally off the top of my head. But the
Steve Kerr, I don't care what happens. You better give us our money when y'all name this team the Glamazons. Don't play us, Magic Johnson and all y'all fools.
Shootout tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. early. They're up early in Dallas.
That's too early to watch.
That's going to be an interesting there. And
Oklahoma. Both teams 5-0, right? Both teams 5-0. Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting one because this will go a long way in deciding who's going to win the Big 12, but also give you a nice little boost heading into next year because you start playing your SEC schedule and you're not going to have to play Texas every year. I don't think they have to play them every year.
They haven't decided on divisions yet, so we'll have to wait on the schedule for that.
No, they put out who your annual rivals are already. The SEC commissioner already helped break that down. And I want to say when they mentioned Oklahoma and Texas, I don't think they have to play.
Why wouldn't they play each other then? You just don't end the Red River rivalry. If indeed you're saying they're playing the rivalry games every year, Alabama, Auburn, the Jacksonville Bowl was the Florida, Georgia.
Well, they kind of are though, even though it didn't have a title anymore. I want to say we don't play. Is it LSU or is it Tennessee, Jim? That we don't play anymore. One of those 2 rivalry games is gone.
Alabama? Tennessee, because y'all still LSU and Alabama play the first Saturday of every November.
That's what it's supposed to be, but I could have sworn when they put that new schedule out that
they haven't released the schedule of next year yet.
We're not scheduled, but the teams like your rivals.
Right. Yeah. No. The LSU Alabama still play.
We're going to stay in the SEC. The game I'm looking forward to is Georgia Kentucky.
That's going to be a good game.
I'm looking forward to that game. I like the way Kentucky plays, and they're both 5-0.
Yep, that's another one. Yep,
that's strange.
It's going to be very interesting. And Georgia, after the hard time they had last week with Auburn, which Auburn seems to randomly give them fits every few years. The only benefit though is that they're not playing them in Kentucky. They're playing them between the hedges in Georgia. So they'll probably pull it out, but it's gonna be a rough one. I think they're gonna be pretty scared.
I'm going back to you, Chef. Alabama plays Texas A&M. Both teams 4-1.
It's gonna be a rough one. I really hope the Alabama offensive line plays better. Plays better. The defense has been playing lights out. They make some mistakes here and there, but the offensive line needs to tighten up, as well as the quarterback needs to clean up and stop the problems he's had with interceptions and misreads. But I do believe Alabama will pull it out, but I don't think it's going to be by a lot. I think Alabama probably pulls it out by 10.
For the life of me, I don't know why LSU is still ranked, but JB,
What?
LSU versus Missouri, 3-2 LSU.
Yeah.
If Texas A&M is 4-1, it can't get ranked, but LSU at 3-2 can. That's a problem.
The two teams they lost to was both ranked in one of them was in the top 10 at least. That's the only thing I can see. I don't know why they still ranked.
They play a 5-0 Missouri team.
That's the team everybody needs to start really paying attention to.
Right. Don't sleep on that Missouri team. And the way LSU plays defense, the cornerbacks play deeper than the safeties, which is the strangest thing I've ever seen. Like why are we playing so far back, right? I will say sending, healing energies and prayers up for Brooks, after finding out he has brain cancer and things like that. And it could have been something like that in where he was on the team's mind and they wasn't fully into the game, but it's never an excuse for losing. And I don't know what's going on, but I know this game, if the defense is still playing the way they're playing, look for the defensive coordinator and the secondary coach to be fired.
I'm gonna go one further. If Brian Kelly doesn't tighten up soon, LSU boosters are going to come together and figure a way to get him out of there.
I can see him lose his job as well.
The boosters are already talking. They giving him until next year. But the defensive coordinator and the secondary coach have the next few games,
before
the next 1 or 2 games to tighten up before they go.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if LSU doesn't win this weekend, and if they don't win the Alabama game this year, they're definitely cleaning house, and they're going to get rid of some people. And if Kelly doesn't win next year and at least has LSU again in the SEC championship and beat Alabama, he ain't going to make it out of next season.
Exactly, because you got people setting precedences where women's basketball 2 years in we got championships. Men's baseball 2 years in you got a championship. This your second year and you going backwards.
Yeah, you sign a Kim Money who's championship caliber, whose pedigree is being followed. That's not fair to Brian Kelly to follow.
And I get it. It may not be fair, but it's the SEC.
No, I get that. What I'm saying is maybe LSU needs to find themselves, because Brian Kelly ain't it. He didn't win in Notre Dame, did he? No. So they made the playoffs. They made the playoffs. Okay.
And he went to the championship game.
But Notre Dame is a program in itself. Brian Kelly, they're going to make it with or without Brian Kelly. What I'm saying as far as Notre Dame is. So it's intriguing. And speaking of Notre Dame, I'm intrigued this weekend. They play Louisville, who's also 5-0, but that's a turnover machine. Louisville turns the ball over way too much.
They really are.
So even though they're 5-0, I think their schedule was very fortuitous, and I believe Notre Dame will handle business against Louisville. And their sole loss was that last second loss to Ohio State. So, and granted, Notre Dame got lucky last week. They got lucky against Duke. They really did. That last drive, they got lucky.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame is not a pushover.
Notre Dame, Notre Dame shouldn't have lost that Ohio State game. That was poor management. That was poor management by the coaching staff. Extremely poor management. So,
We got a big weekend of college sports as well. I'm looking forward to that. I'm trying to make sure the notes we ain't missing nothing. The United States was embarrassed in the Ryder Cup. We're gonna move on. Speaking of embarrassment, Charlo was embarrassed against Canelo.
somebody,
that was a surprise.
somebody tell them to start paying attention. When somebody tells you you don't want these problems, listen to them. He's not just talking. Canelo is a whole entire issue. Leave him alone. And now, if I'm not mistaken, Charlo is talking about he wants Bud Crawford.
First
So
of
I
all,
really don't want those.
don't do this. Don't do this to yourself.
What I don't understand was his after fight interview. You're there after you got your ass beat. You're gonna say, "Bud, if you fight in my weight division, I'll beat." Bro, worry about the fight that you just got away from first.
You just got your head pulled.
He got exposed to the fullest. The last need is to fight the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. You do not need or want those problems. Let that be, son. Bud is not who you want, and Bud ain't thinking about you. For the same reason Errol Spence shouldn't ask for that rematch. He wasn't ready for Bud.
Right.
So he don't want the problems,
No,
and I
don't.
don't understand what he was.
Don't go and try to get none of that smoke. That's not what you want.
You don't want it.
There's a couple things, couple more things we just want to touch on it. Not even, but we'll wait till next week to discuss Jrue Holiday in Boston, James Harden reporting back to camp, and Joel Embiid deciding not to go to France to play in the Olympics, but he'll stay here in the United States. That's going to be intriguing. We'll talk about that when the resident Boston fan returns from his trip next Friday. We'll go see what he has to say about that.
We definitely need to talk about Caleb next week too.
Yeah, we can talk about Caleb next week. All right, so it's still NFL Sunday coming up. What's y'all game of the week? Or what game are y'all looking forward to?
I ain't even really checked. This week is more balanced matchups. You know what I'm saying? Last week was more lopsided, where I believe this week is a lot closer. I'm gonna go London Sunday morning. Jaguars and Bills. I want to see the Jaguars are in a decline, and do they lose 3 games in a row? And are the Bills serious enough to stop? Jaguars got enough offense to go toe to toe with them. So I'm gonna go with that game.
And I know Jim is going to appreciate this. That 49ers Cowboys game is going to really, really, really show me where we're at.
Y'all were going to pick it, so I wasn't, because that was originally my game. I already knew y'all were going to talk about it. Go ahead.
And the other one that I think, even though because Pickett's hurt, I mean, it's still a problem.
He's cleared. He's fully cleared.
It don't matter. He ain't worth it. So if he's fully cleared, it's going to really be a good game then. I think the Steelers playing the Ravens this weekend, it's going to be a decently good game because it's always going to be a fight. So
it's definitely a dog fight.
And I think OBJ is finally going to show up this week and play. So we'll see how it plays out.
He'll find a way to sit up.
You see my face?
Yeah.
You see my face?
If y'all notice, all the rumors state that he's dating Kim Kardashian now, so he's hurt. Just want to throw it out there.
That's a shame.
We can't win
That's
for
a
losing.
shame.
We just can't win. So why?
The entire Ravens team about to be hurt now. Good job.
I'm gonna come right back to you, JB. Give me your prediction for the Cowboy 49ers game.
Historically, that game has been tight. Through the last couple of years. I do believe the 49ers win the game and stay undefeated. I think they still scored 30 points where they've been. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as close as it has been. I think it's going to be 34 to 18.
Jeez.
34 to 18.
34-18.
34 points against that Cowboys defense?
I think so. I think that I don't. You know, is because the Cowboys. Don't get me wrong. The Cowboys have a nice defense. They have a they're definitely there with their defense. I don't think that defensive front is ready for what the offensive line, namely Trent Williams, is bringing, and with Christian McCaffrey running right behind Big Trent. I don't think they're going to be able to get to Brock Purdy like they think they're going to be able to get to him, because he'll get the ball out quick. And George, because if you think about it, last week, George Kittle had what? 1 catch, 2 catches. Deebo Samuel didn't have a single reception. So you know Kyle Shanahan now.
He had 1 for 3 yards, I think.
Debo had no receptions. He had 2 runs.
He had the run.
He didn't have.
He actually had 3 runs. One of them was behind the line. But yeah, so you know Kyle Shanahan about to do everything he can, and they don't look for, you know, the people don't the players not saying, oh, I need to get the ball more. It's just how the ball falls in that system. But I know for a fact that they will try to get Deebo Samuel and George Kittle more involved. And you still got Ayuk that's out there putting up numbers, and Christian McCaffrey is running like a madman, trying to be trying to, you know, be the MVP. Oh, and by the way, the 49ers are still undefeated in the regular season since Brock Purdy took over. I know at some point, you know, the clock got to strike midnight, but I don't think it's this Sunday.
Chef, what you got for us?
Talking about game wise?
Your fun fact.
Oh, this week I took a break. I took a break from the fun fact. This week I'm taking a break. I wanted to fall back, give it a little free week this week, and just, hey, let's just enjoy. Let's just enjoy. I don't want to stump anybody this week.
All right. Well, since you don't have a fun fact, let me just remind the folks that the All Sports Matter radio show comes on every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Vibe95Station.com, or you can download the Parlay app and listen to us live every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 11 Eastern, or 8 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. Y'all can go ahead and check us out. And don't forget, Fastlane is tomorrow. Amir?
I don't have anything.
All right. Well, you know how I always say it. Some people like football, baseball, and basketball, while others like NASCAR, soccer, and beach volleyball. But here, all sports matter. And we out.